Regents exam number 1, question number 16. The 15 members of the French club sold candy bars to help fund their trip to Quebec. The table below shows the number of candy bars each member sold. When referring to the data, which statement is false? So when I'm looking at this data, there's 15 data points. So, I'm sorry. Yes, 15. Because each member sold some candy bars. So what I want to do is take this data and put it in a list and spreadsheet. So I go to my calculator, right? Usually I do home screen, new document, say no to drugs. But here, what we're going to do is go to my data stats page because I already put in some data. So my data is here. You don't need to watch me put in my 15 data points, but you can watch me check them as I go up to make sure that I didn't do anything silly. I want to make sure I don't have any like 200 or something like that wasn't in my data set, or I accidentally hit a decimal or anything like that. Now, once I did this, I only have one variable. I can run a one variable statistic. So menu, statistics, stat calculation, one variable statistic. Now, my variable, remember, I don't type, I just use the drop down menu. I established as candy. That's what I named that column, and I say okay. So, X bar means the mean. The mean of this data set is 53.9, almost 54. If I go down, I do get a chance to see the 5-number summary. The median is 53. So we go from 0, 41, 53, 68, 120. So that's my data. So now, which statement is false? And that's where I recommend you should have a highlighter to establish you're looking for the one that's not true. Now, the median is 53. That's the first thing I know is true because we just found that out. The next thing I know is true, the range is 120. And the reason I know that is because the largest value in my data set is 120. There was one person in that club that sold 120 candy bars. There was also one person in that club that sold 0 candy bars. So 120 minus 0 is 120. So that is our range. So both of those are true. Now, the outliers. Let's go Control Doc and add a data stats page. And this is all about candy. So now I can go to menu, plot type, and make a box plot. Now, when I make this box plot, look at 0. It's not attached to the box. Look at 120. It's also not attached to the box. So 0 and 120 are both extremes, making them both outliers. So if this one's true, and this one's true, then the mode is not the best measure of central tendency. And that kind of makes sense because when I look at that list, the mode is 68. So 68 is kind of on the high side. When we look at the spread of our data, 68 is actually the third quartile. So the better representation is somewhere around the median or the median being 53 and the mean being 53.9. So both of those represent this data set more than the mode. And the moral of this problem is remember you're looking for the statement that's false. So as soon as you walk into a question like this, highlight the true or the false or something that's going to stand out and change the nature of the entire question. And that was question number 16.